YouTube. I was live on TikTok, but I don't really know how to work it really good in there. So yeah, I decided to come here and talk to you guys. Um, there's this saying that goes around that something lives rent free in your head. And that's what I wanted to talk to people about. I had 3 conversations today, and I don't think that they were a coincidence. Basically, we were talking about things. Oh man, I hope I'm not covering my mic. Okay. Basically, we were talking about things dealing with um, who we are and how we view ourselves and how we want other people to view us. And that's so important because it's going to be very difficult for someone to view us a certain way if we don't view ourselves in that manner. So one of the conversations that I had, the first one that I had was with a dear friend of mine who was wondering if something that she wrote out would make other people feel some kind of way. She wrote something about herself, like a bio, to kind of describe herself to other people, to present herself to other people, so that they would completely understand who she is and what her purpose is, right? But she thought that it was like her doing a little, I guess, pumping herself up too much, or I think what she described it as is overzealous. Hey, Vern. How are you? I'm doing good. Thank you. Oh, Vern, I think you'll appreciate this, what I'm talking about. So I was talking about how one of my dear friends, she had wrote a bio about herself. And she was like, do you think that people will feel some kind of way about these things that I'm saying about myself as I describe who I am? And I was like, no, not really. Actually, I said, if they do feel any kind of way, as if you are being overzealous, as she put it. She said she thought maybe she was being overzealous. And I'm like, no, if they think that, it's because they are looking at themselves a certain way, and you're going to like show them how they should view themselves, you know? Like give them a higher, like a higher standard to kind of live up to. Because to be quite honest, a lot of us play ourselves down too much. And there's nothing wrong with being humble, right? Set a high standard. There's nothing wrong with being humble. Being humble is a good thing. But also, we have to know our worth. And if we water it down, then in essence, we end up watering our lives down very badly. We will literally create a life that is subpar compared to what it could be like if we do not truly appreciate who we are, what we have to offer, our God-given talents and abilities, all those things we need to, isn't that true, Vern? Like if we don't appreciate those things, you know how they say if you don't use it, you lose it? I'm sorry, I keep getting notifications. If you don't use it, you lose it. So in your mind, you might think that you've lost these things, or you may not even, oh, my son is giving me a headache. I wish there was a mute button on here so I could start yelling. Anyway, he'd be so loud every time I get on here. So, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by him. But if we could give some thought to how special we are, then we'll start to see that manifest in our lives. So if you view yourself as someone who has a lot to offer the world, then the world will begin to make you feel like you're actually fulfilling your purpose. When you use your talents that you've been gifted, whatever service you do for others and that you're good at, something that makes them feel good or gives them something to benefit from, like teaching them something or giving them a product that enhances their lives, anything of that nature. Even if it's just your energy, if you allow your energy to be displayed when you're vibing high, you're really going to affect more people than you think. And just by being able to shine your light in other people's presence, that carries over into, right, Vern? Can't you see, like, I know you know because that's why you're such a success with YouTube, right? That's why you're such a success with YouTube. So I've been playing around on TikTok a lot, right? And when I post stuff about my message, people haven't really caught on yet. So that's not really getting as much traction yet as when I post stuff about how to grow your TikTok or how to get more interaction. So I'll like repost stuff on there from other people using their original sound or whatever. And then that's what gets the most feedback, right? So I just did one that says, well, if people comment on your video, you should reply to every comment, and then your TikTok will start to grow. And I'm like, I'm so glad I do that anyway. But like when you organically do things, you have like interaction. That's what draws people to you. Otherwise, they feel like they're talking to a robot. So when you come on to platforms like YouTube, like Vern, she has what, like 2 channels, Vern, right? I believe. Some comments you really are not able to get to every comment. True. And this is true. But this is for the people who are trying to grow, you know, usually they have a certain amount of comments that they can get to. And another girl said, well, this ploy is designed to keep you stuck to your phone. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of subliminal things, but I said, just do what you can, right? Because Vern, I know you probably reply. I think you reply to your stuff. I know I do. That's just how I am because, like, I started it out on Facebook. Whenever I would see that somebody likes my posts, I would look at the likes list and I would like speak. I would speak to every face, every profile picture in that little like list before responding in a comment. before literally typing out a comment, it's like it's almost like I'm sending energy and not knowing it. I didn't know it at first. But like when I see each little, you know, person's face who responded or reacted to my post on Facebook, I would be like, "Hi." Most people probably think that's crazy, but like I noticed that the type of interaction that most of us have when it comes from the heart, when we do actually type a reply, it reaches people. It's like a Amber Alert. It's like a heart to heart type of thing. And they really appreciate it. They really appreciate it. So it's the same thing like with that. I'm like, the growth is organic. You don't really have to jump through all the hoops that TikTok wants you to jump through in order to, you know, gain the most traction. And once you have a purpose or a message or something that truly resonates with people, that's when you really start to grow. So, you know, a lot of people get on there just for laughs, just for fun, and they'll do like a lot of comedy or they will do like dancing, you know. And sorry, I feel like every time I'm channeling, I've been taught that that happens. So excuse me, sorry. But anyway, um when you're doing what comes natural, those things like dancing and all of that, it attracts people for a reason. And it's usually good reason. And so you become what's called an influencer, and they call that, you know, influencer for all the right reasons because you are influencing people. So hopefully, you say yes when it's natural. Yes, when it is natural, it is not work. Exactly. When it's natural, it doesn't feel like work at all. It just feels like you could do this all day, you know? So, oh, and that makes me think about literal work, like literal jobs, you know, like whether you work for someone or you're self-employed or whatever, you produce more when you are happy or when it doesn't feel so much like work, but it's something that you actually enjoy doing. So, yeah, when you're an influencer for good, um, even, you know, it goes both ways, but regardless of the fact, um, if you have something that people are interested in, you're going to get, you know, you're going to end up having followers, you're going to end up having feedback, that kind of thing. So, and when you're speaking from the heart, you know, so true, this influence, right? And it's so funny because, like, now to be honest, I don't really know much about all the requirements on these platforms. I just kind of go on there and I know that when it's necessary, I'll end up having more feedback. Like when it's time, when the time is right. Like I'm not very big on pushing something. So I just kind of like to see things happen naturally. And um and I'll give you a prime example of that. There are a lot of people who saturate the health message, right? So the message that I have is something that you can hear anywhere or do your own research, right? So I did, you know, quite a few videos on herbal stuff and things to get you healthy. And, you know, they've got some pretty good views. They do. But um, I have a different channel that's growing more rapidly in views. And I've never had a video get like, you know, as many likes as the videos on that channel is getting. And the reason that it's happening is because it's something currently that's going on in my life. And a lot of people are able to relate to it. and a lot of people need help with it. So when it's the right time for a certain purpose, you'll start to see the feedback, you know? That's just how things go. That's just how the universe is. Um, but let's talk about this whole rent-free thing. Let's talk about that. And the reason I say that is because there's like this little saying going around. If a video or a song keeps replaying in your head, they'll say that song lives rent free in my head, right? Or this video lives rent free in my head. Like it just keeps replaying. And I want to talk to people about the thoughts that you have on your mind. What's living rent free in your head? Because whatever is living rent free in your head is what's you laughing, Vern. Whatever is living rent free in your head is exactly what's going to start happening in your life. So, if you look around you, if you look at your situation, if you look at the things that are bringing you joy, if you look at, here we go again. Air comes up when energy is being sent to me. Isn't that weird? Hey, Miss Divine Soul. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. This is perfect for you and me and everything that we're about right now. So, we look at the people. You know how they say, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are? So when you look at your friends and their qualities, people know that that's what you reflect as well. Birds of a feather flock together. It's the same thing with the things that we have in our lives, not just the people in our lives. Does that make sense, Vern? Not just the people. It can be our financial situation. I'm just going to give you an example. I have all of these bills and they are getting on my nerves. I can't possibly get out of debt. I am late on this payment or that payment. My credit is going to be negatively affected. If these are the thoughts that live rent-free in your head, then that's what you are manifesting. And if you are replacing those thoughts with things like, I never run out of my resources. I know that my God or my higher source is always going to provide. I'm confident that my God or my higher source always comes through. Now just think about that. How many of us think those thoughts on a regular basis? How many of us say those things to ourselves? Or does the other things get more play in your mind? Which ones? If you had a recording, if you had tapes, tapes, right? That's funny. If you had recordings of all the things that were in your head, which ones are going to be or have the most numbers? Is it going to be the positive ones or the negative ones? You know? So those things are what we're going to see in our lives. It takes practice. It's not easy because, you know, the whole world is brainwashed, basically. These things have been kept from the majority of us. And we've lived an entire lifetime doing just the opposite. So, to try to change, sometimes it takes time, but that's okay. Just keep working on it, keep practicing. I've been watching a lot of like Abraham Hicks videos and a lot of Neville Goddard. Who else? My absolute favorite is Dr. David Hawkins. I used to listen to a lot of Oprah and a lot of Wayne Dyer, but lately it's been the people that I just mentioned. But what lives rent free in your head? Whatever you put in there. Hey, how you doing? All right. She said, "Hey, I'm here." Or I can't even see if I'm sorry, I can't see if that's a that's a man or a woman. It's so little on my sight. I need to work on my vision. I need to work on improving my vision. So whatever it is. Wow, why did that song just come to my head when I said whatever it is? Sorry, these notifications. You said, "Oh, I'm a woman." I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Whatever it is I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me. Y'all remember that? So basically, that's how our life goes. That's how life goes. Whatever you're thinking is what becomes. Whatever it is you're thinking becomes. It starts to show up in your life in various forms. So I just want you to think about that. And I want you to know that you can replace things that you don't want with the things that you do want. We all need to work on that. And it's like a new habit that we need to create, you know? We need to make sure that we have the proper things living rent free in our heads. So that was what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. I have not been getting a lot of sleep. I think I see it in my eyes. I think you guys probably can tell too. So I need to rest up. But I enjoyed having this little chat. And Vern, thank you for your support. You said, I started a channel. You communicated with me on my other one. Oh, wait. Let me put it back up. Dang it. How do I get the comment? Oh, it disappeared. Oh, wait. I don't know how to. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me see. I started a channel. You communicated with me on my other one about your aunt, Dr. Fulton. Yes, I was supposed to email you. Also, some guy posted a video about Dr. Fulton. He's looking to do a documentary. Oh, wow. So, Dr. Fulton, I wonder, I would love to dispense all the information that I have, which is not necessarily what everybody might be looking for, but it would be worth it. I could do a video. I could talk about her. My mother worked with her. My mother was working in Fultonia with her when I was about 13, from about age 13 to about 16. So that's why I became an herbalist, because my mother and my father enjoyed, you know, the holistic lifestyle. So yeah, you said do a video. Okay. She had her own juice shop and everything. there's a lot of history when it comes to her. She's a prime example. You know what? She's someone who I truly like. I can understand how one person can affect millions. Whatever you do, don't throw away your medicine bottle. It's priceless. Okay. Aw, you're so sweet. I won't. Yeah, my mom, I got it from my dad when my mom passed away. And then my dad passed away like a year and a half later. But she mentored people who have such a direct impact on our lives, on the world today. The world as we know it, you know? And people don't understand that how we live our lives is, you know, is forever etched in history. And there's like that whole 7 degrees of separation thing. You actually affect so many people. She said fasting one day, add 5 years to your whole life. Man, fasting. Yep. So that's probably what we were. I mean, that's probably why you was gonna email me. You might have been looking for a book. I think that's probably what it was about. If you're still interested, let me know because I will send you a link. I'll send you a link. So she mentored someone that I reached out to. And even though I didn't get a direct response from this person, but I reached out to him before he passed away. So when I reached out to him, I put this energy out in the world, and magically I attracted some information. It was, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. I attracted this book. And I can tell you with 100%, sorry, I keep getting these notifications. I can tell you with 100% confidence that the information in that book is her information. I know that. So, let me see, I'm missing the comments. It was something about the backstory on her life. Something fishy went on with something, but I couldn't say about her life. She said, okay. That I don't remember hearing anything bad about how my cousin Alvinia died. I just think it was just old age, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna look into it now that you brought that to my attention. Cousin Alvinia. So my great grandmother, who I knew growing up before she died of Alzheimer's, my great grandmother was first cousins with Dr. Fulton. And their moms were sisters. And that's how I'm related to her. And that's how she's my cousin. But I couldn't say, did he steal it from her? No, he didn't steal it from her. He didn't steal it from her. So you guys probably know who I'm talking about. Let's see. I was saying you had something you wanted to share, but you said you couldn't share online. We were supposed to email to discuss. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was because of the book. That's why. It was because of the book. So the book that that magically fell into my lap was because of Dick Gregory, the late Dick Gregory. So she mentored him. And yeah, I reached out to him And this was before he, passed away, obviously. That's what I didn't say online. There's the magic. There's the $1,000,000 question. So if you want to email me and I'll send you a link for the book. Man, it was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. I reached out to him and then that book fell into my lap. And that's not no coincidence. That's one of those things about, what you allow to live rent free in your head will then manifest in your life. I would love to get into the whole, I don't know how my audience feels about all this right now, who I have here, but I strongly believe in my ancestors, and I know that they're listening. Matter of fact, even though I know I've been doing a lot of energy work, I know that's why I'm feeling a little lightheaded right now. This video, this live video, this conversation that I'm having has me feeling a little lightheaded. And I don't know if I mentioned it on here. I think I did mention it on here in the video, how I fainted back in October because I was doing so much energy work. Whew. Let me just hold on one second, y'all. So, yeah, they're listening. When you have a purpose and you are affecting millions of lives, you have support. You have support. So, I have a recipe of hers. I have educated myself on fasting. I have a book that I know that confirms what I've learned about fasting. When I say, a book that confirms it, it's actually me knowing that this is cousin Alvinia's, her thoughts and her ideas. It helps you lose almost 100 pounds. Yeah. Yep. Oh, y'all about to get me started on a whole lot of... So fasting helped her lose about 100 pounds. I have a friend who may be watching who had the gastric bypass surgery. When people have the gastric bypass surgery, they're basically fasting for the rest of their lives. You will see them drop hundreds of pounds within weeks. A few short weeks. Because that's what fasting does. Fasting resets your body back to its natural state. So the difference between fasting and gastric bypass is that gastric bypass can be, more detrimental because it's not natural. You said start. Let me see. Let me slide it back over. Oh, you said, I'm sorry, I'm seeing these comments. Miss Divine Soul, you said you're sensitive like that too. And then she said, didn't want surgery. Okay. You didn't want surgery, you just wanted the natural way. Yes. Because the surgery can be a little bit detrimental. Way more than fasting can. Fasting is more natural, but fasting is, a sensitive thing as well. You have to be very careful, and it needs to be done under supervision. Or you need to truly understand the art of fasting, because it is an art. It's an art, and you have to do it right. Or you could poison yourself and drown in your own toxins. Yeah, the loose skin when they have surgery. And she said, you heard, okay, it plays on your mental capacity, all of those things. They make you have sessions with a therapist or something so that it doesn't affect you as much mentally, but it still does, you know. And you got to learn how to adapt because it's a drastic change. Change is difficult for us as humans, right? Anybody hates change. We all are creatures of habit. We all thrive off of routines, you know, like babies. They need to be put to bed at the same time every day. They like to eat around the same times. When you break their cycle, they get cranky or get scared of the change. So they'll start crying a lot. And the same thing happens with us. We're the same way. If somebody says you need to get out of your apartment or you can no longer live in this house or I'm going to take your car away, how are you going to feel when your routine switches up on you? It's the same thing. So when it's self-inflicted, like fasting, the body is still a little, just a little bit, the body, even the mind is a little bit resistant. So you just have to train yourself or prepare yourself or be ready. So, yeah. um, I was just thinking about Dick Gregory the other day. And it's funny that all of this is coming up. And I had no, you know, idea that it would. And I'm so glad that you're here because it's really helping me to see that I need to start paying attention to some of the things that's crossing my mind, because these things that are crossing my mind are not coincidence. That's another thing that we are kept from knowing or understanding in our lives. These things are not a coincidence when they cross your mind. So don't dismiss it as such. But oh, let's see. Where can I go? And am I going to take you guys down the rabbit hole? There's so much out there that they don't want us to know, you guys. There's so much that they don't want us to know. But the reason that you're curious and the reason that you're watching this video, the reason that you happen to join my live is because of what I'm about to say right now. It's time for you to ask yourself, what does this mean for me? And how am I going to use it in my own life and to perhaps accentuate the lives of others? That's why you are here right now, to ask yourself that question. And I cannot give you that answer. Nobody out there can give you that answer. No politician, no religious leader, no one is going to answer that for you. You have to ask yourself, what does that mean for me? And how am I going to use this information in my life? And how am I going to accentuate the lives of others? That's why you're here. So you get that answer through pondering over it, taking time to kind of sit still and in silence And then you're going to pray or channel the information. It's going to come to you. It's not going to come to another person for you. And that's another topic. There are people who can channel information for you. And a lot of us do it every day and don't know it. We have a conversation with a close friend or a parent or another relative, and that person is able to give us what we needed. And a lot of times we forgot that we asked or we prayed or we meditated or we pondered over it to the point where our soul was reaching out for the answer from our higher source and our higher, I'm getting tongue tied here, our higher source then dispenses it to you. But the reason I say it comes from you is because you're the one who initiated the question. You initiated the thought process. Let me just say this. If someone brought you some information that you didn't ask for, it would make you uninterested. And as I watch the numbers fluctuate on my live viewing right now, that's what could possibly be the case. There may be some people who either are uninterested or they aren't ready for, you know, what I'm giving, what I'm dispensing. It may not resonate with them. It could be something that they don't agree with or they have their own views. And that's, that's how life is. Nobody is right or wrong about that. And I've been posting a lot lately on my Facebook about that, We all have free will. And we're all able to use that free will. And no one should judge you based on your choices, your decisions. Because you don't need other people to judge you. You have the laws of the universe that keep you in check. So, if you're out there doing things you shouldn't, it usually catches up with you, You get, life in prison if you're out there doing things you really ain't supposed to. But anyway, going back to, why we're here, there's a lot of information out there, you guys, that is, it really needs to, yeah, that's not, Vern, that's true. Even YouTube and TikTok and Facebook got jail. You know what I'm saying? Strikes against the account will get your junk shut down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just know that this is a special occurrence, being able to hear information that is going to lead you to your next, what is it called? I'm trying to think of your next landmark or even benchmark. But when I say landmark, to show you the direction that you're going in and to confirm for you that you're on the right path. And these are how we start to resonate with the things that we initiated. So if you ask a question and answers start coming your way, it's because you asked, and so your prayers are being answered, right? If things come your way and you didn't ask, well, now you don't really necessarily know that that's what it's for. That also reminds me of the fact that people still receive help and receive blessings without even knowing. Even just waking up every day is a blessing, right? But like if you're looking for some information like on Dr. Fulton and you happen to be here and maybe you have a situation, a health situation that you thought was going to be very dire, this could be the very thing that saves your life. Or if you know someone in a health situation that is very dire, this could be the very thing that saves their life. It's all about fasting to reset the body, but doing it in a safe manner. Excuse me. Doing it in a safe manner, doing it in a way that you don't drown in your own toxins. But you can rid the body of radical cells. You can rid the body of things that are autoimmune. How can you reset something that has become autoimmune? Remove everything and bring it back to its original state. I did a video where I showed a sponge soaking up water. Our bodies, your body is a sponge. When you wring it out though, all the water is extracted. When you fast, you wring out all the toxins. The reason it can be detrimental is because if you wring it out too hard and too fast, then those toxins start to consume you and your ability to get rid of those toxins are a little challenging. I had a lady who commented on one of my videos one time talking about it ain't fasting if you drinking water or no, taking sea moss. I'm like, oh, she want to debate. I don't do well with debates. So I don't debate because I'm not going to fight with you, you know? I'm not going to fight about something. In other words, if you have a stance on something, that's good, you know, but I don't, like, if you, like, we can always agree to disagree, but when you're fasting and you're getting rid of toxins, you need some type of support that's going to replenish you and give you something to fight with. So as your body is the sponge and you're wringing out your body, you're wringing it out and all the toxins are trying to flush. Not only are you flushing the toxins, but you're also flushing a lot of your good minerals. You're flushing a part of you, your elements that you're composed of. So that's why it's smart to take sea moss gel. It's okay to do the powder capsules or whatever. That's fine too. I personally prefer the gel because it's more in its natural state. And it absorbs, the body absorbs the gel better, especially if you're fasting. You guys ever pour water in a plant and just hear it drinking? It's pretty loud. It made me think of a TikTok somebody did. It was so funny. They did a TikTok of them pouring milk in their cereal, their Rice Krispies. And they had this funny sound coming from the Rice Krispies, but it was really them, their voice whispering things, saying things, because the Rice Krispies be like so loud, right? But anyway, when you pour water in a plant, you hear it. You hear the plant drinking the water. When you start fasting and you are wringing these things out of your body, it's okay to replenish the body with what it needs in the form of sea moss and not feel like you've broken your fast. You've just equipped your body with the things that you lost that you actually needed, but they got swept away with all the toxins. It's truly difficult to excavate the things that have been living rent free inside of our bodies for decades. How are you going to scrape and get all that out without getting a little bit of your own flesh and blood tied in there? How are you going to do that? Who's going to go away and carefully chip away at all the junk you put inside your body? Who's going to go in there and just start to chisel it? That doesn't make sense, does it? Some people plants have a strong smell. You said, what's that smell, huh? Yeah. You got sixth senses. That's why you can smell it. So sea moss is good. If you crave water, you should have it. I think it's smart to start off that way with water. Excuse me. I think it's smart to start with water. There comes a time during your fast that you're not thirsty. I say listen to your body. Cousin Dr. Fulton used to say, if you get hungry, you should eat. She didn't say why, but I know why she said that. She said, if you start a fast, and she's talking about like when she put Dick Gregory on a 40-day fast, you know what I'm saying? And then he went longer eventually and all that. But anyway, if you get hungry, you should eat. She knows that your body is smarter than you. She knows that your body is warning you that you need something that you're lacking in. And if you push past that warning, you're going to potentially do a lot of harm to your body. That's why she said, if you get hungry, you need to eat. Fast forward some decades later, now to, her, fifth cousin removed, maybe, if I'm saying that right, my great-grandmother's first cousin. Fast forward to Herbalist July, and I say it's going to help you prolong your fast if you had like one best friend, like sea moss, or there are other things too that can help. But my most viewed videos is about those things, and there's a reason that those videos have the most views on my channel compared to the other videos on my channel. So the reason that I have the most views about sea moss and black seed oil is because it really educates people on how they can give their bodies the most ammunition. I hope you guys are picking up on this message. Sea moss, black seed oil, ammunition. What are we fighting? It's 2021. What are we fighting? What began in 2020? Those things give you ammunition. They really give you what you need to fight. Your body, it gives your body what you need to fight. So, your body, again, it's in fighting mode with fasting, you know? That's something else that puts your body in fighting mode. So, yeah, you have ammunition, you have ammo with the sea moss and stuff. So you would need plenty of rest, because when you deprive your body of relaxation, more than just sleep, but not doing any heavy lifting, not doing anything stressful physically or mentally, that will give your body more power to do that work of a self-cleaning oven. So it's so important not to be involved at that time with people who stress you the heck out or deprive your body of sleep during the circadian rhythm hours. Please watch my video on circadian rhythms. Please do yourselves that favor. I put a lot of hard work into that video, even though the lighting was horrible, but it's like, it's really just packed with powerful information in there. You just need the right tools. So if you take a screwdriver and you're trying to unscrew if you're trying to use a Phillips to unscrew something that requires a flathead, you're going to be in trouble, and vice versa. You can't really use a flathead as effectively in place of a Phillips, right? So each person is different. We're all fine-tuned differently, but one person may need a Phillips, another person may need a flathead. But overall, we're all made of the same minerals. So the closer you get to resetting your body back to its original state, the more you're going to benefit. Ooh, talking about this makes me want to have some sea moss right now. Yeah. I haven't really done it that much. I've done it a few times, but there are people that ask me about fasting, and I usually tell them don't do it unless you're guided. You know, you need to do it under the watchful eye of a healthcare professional or somebody who really understands what's going on. So if anybody who watches this video decides that they want to start fasting, tell me, let me know. If you feel like it's something that you think you can do, and you want to be able to ask questions while you're doing it, then let me know and I'll make myself available. Because I want you to be able to, you know, do it and not harm yourself. But yeah. Get the right ammo on your side. I definitely would recommend sea moss. There's a reason why I'm not saying black seed oil. No. Don't do it. Don't do it, because your body won't be ready for what black seed oil is going to bring. Your body won't be ready for that. When it's time, you'll probably know, or you might not know. But like, if that's something that you're interested in, I can help you with that too. But if you start taking that and you are like really overweight or really sick, or you're a certain age, there are a lot of different factors involved. Black seed oil will go in there and tear some stuff up in a good way, but you won't be ready for it. Your body won't be equipped to handle it. People who don't even fast take black seed oil and sometimes get sick. And they're like, why does it make me feel nauseous? Or why do I have a headache? Or they'll have all these different things that happen. And it's like, it means that you're not flushing properly, or it means that you're taking too much too soon and you need to adjust the dose. Adjust the dose to the point that you're not having those symptoms. That's how things work. That's how everything works. That's how life works. Adjust the dosage until you're not having the symptoms. What's living rent-free in your head? So, this video has covered many topics, but I hope that that you guys, got a chance to take something away that you may not have really had before seeing this video. And to the young lady, please hit me up on my email and I will send you the link for that book. But you guys have a beautiful evening and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for joining.